This is MP Cards and Games, and today I'm going to be doing my YCS Sydney 2023 deck profile. I ended up going 3-3, so I dropped out after that. There was no mega regionals this year or mini regionals, so not many chances to get your invite. You had to go really well in the main event. But it was still definitely a fun weekend. A bit, like I said, had a bit less side events than they used to, and there was no real coverage, so Konami was being a bit slack there, but like it was still fun, and there was still a lot of fun stuff to do. So yeah, I played Flu for the event, kind of thing. I surprisingly mostly fetched, mostly versed Sprite. I versed throughout at least the main event. I versed 3 Sprite variants, 2 tier variants, and 1 striker deck. But yeah, I'll get onto the deck profile. So of course 3 Rabina, that's pretty standard. 1 Strix. I would play more, but unfortunately the Ishizu stuff exists. If Ishizu stuff didn't exist, this would be much better, just because they can shuffle what you target. 3 Eaglin, pretty good, but you definitely want to sit with another Flu. I did play 2 Toucan. The reason why I don't have this sleeve now is I've changed the deck a little bit after YCS because I picked up a couple cards. But yeah, I did play 2 Toucan for the main event, just in case tier milled one of them. I had another one. I played 1 Wind Barrier Statue. Very good card. One of the main win cons of this deck. And I assume if anything's going to get hit in the deck, it will be that. 3 D-Shifter. Saw it a couple times, but not as much as I thought I was going to see it. But yeah, still very good against tier. It stops their entire turn normally. 2 MPM. Debating 3, but I think 2 was enough, kind of thing. 1 Riser, again, this is debatable if you want to do it 2, but I think 1's fine. 1 Apex, just an interesting Omni negate. So, yeah, one of my games, my opponent was playing tier element and they actually milled all my tributes, so you really do need some tributes. Kind of thing. I was debating about running another, but you can brick with them as well. In one of the games I did brick by drawing too many of the tributes. So I think the ratio I'm running is probably good enough. Like, if anything, maybe 1 more tribute, but you don't want to run too many to get too bricky because this deck can brick sometimes. I only really bricked twice during the main event anyway. A lot of the other times it was just back and forth kind of thing. So yeah, 3 Pot of Duality for the pots. I was running 1 Extrav, 2 Prosby. I've picked up another one now, another Prosby now. But I was only running Extrav because I didn't have 3 Prosby at the time. Prosby's just better in this deck just because you more care about getting to like something like a Rabina or another Flu to like continue your combos more than you care about getting the draw 2. Then 1 Terraforming to search the 3 maps are really important. Really good. It just helps you extend and helps you play around hand traps. And because for some reason I versed a lot of Sprite, I ran into more hand traps than I was expecting. Just because like tier doesn't really play many hand traps. I play one of the floowandereeze Unexplored Winds. It's just cool tributing your opponent's stuff, but also the draw engine can sometimes matter. I only owned at the time 2 of these, or I would have ran 3 Advent. Saw it a couple times. It's good, interesting in time, but I never actually made it in time. I got close one time, but most of the time I didn't. I didn't run into time at all, but yeah, got close once. Do play 3 now that I've picked up the 3rd, but yeah. I played 2-dimensional Fisher against tier. It's alright against other decks as well. Like, it was pretty good against Sprite. It was good against the striker matchup. It's just a pretty good card all around unless you're in the mirror. 3 Dark Ruler to now I'm onto my board breakers. 3 Dark Ruler, really good. Helps beat like Babushka and that kind of stuff. It helped me beat a Babushka, but it also helps like against like the Pendulum deck. It's alright against tier. Good against Sprite because Sprite sometimes put up a couple too many negates. Then 3 Lightning Storm. This is probably the weakest of the board breakers, but still really good, kind of thing. A lot of people just leave their stuff in attack mode. Even if they don't, just the back row hit is really good. Then 3 Evenly. Evenly also just a pretty good card this format. I played one macro. Usually the macros and die-fires, if I knew I was going second, I'd side them out. And then I played one Dreaming Town, just a really good card. Especially if you don't have map, or if you do have map, it's really good as well. But it's also just another way to summon during your opponent's turn, and sometimes it's a bit easier to trigger the map. Then for the extra deck, which actually came up more times than I was expecting in the event, kind of thing. But for the extra deck, first is my Reaper targets, is my Ghost Reaper targets, and that's 2 Kick Colossus because I was playing 2 of those kind of things because I was running Extrav. 1 Elf for Sprite and 1 Gigantic Sprite. 1 Babushka is also a target because Babushka is very good against this deck. It's pretty much slows you down a bit like how when you Ice Barrier someone, it slows them down. Appaloosa just against like combo decks, kind of thing. And then for the actual cards that run in the extra deck, Nightingale, this is just to help make Zeus really and to just do quick direct damage kind of thing. So yeah, this was a really good card. I think I only made it one, or maybe I made it twice throughout the event. This is just an potential out to zombie world kind of thing. This is just to help make the Zeus kind of thing. So yeah, you overlay this over one of these, and then you have a 4 material Zeus. I think I made Zeus once throughout the event, maybe twice. I can't quite remember. I did make this once. This was pretty funny when I made this because my opponent at one point Babushka'd me. I was Babushka'd against a tier player, but I drew into Dark Ruler. I already had double MPEM on board and one of the Flu level 1s, and then I had another Flu level 1 in hand. Normal summoned it, didn't activate effect because if you activate any of the Flu effects that turn, you can't special summon. So I went into this. I couldn't. It was getting close to time, close-ish to time, but not quite. Like it was still like another 5 or 6 minutes. So I had time. I know I couldn't burn him that turn because I Dark Rulered, but I had this, and I'd also top decked. I think I top decked Necro Valley, which I'll show later. That's in the side deck. So I made one of these, and I made this, and then attacked directly. Had a Zeus on board, and that kind of thing, and my opponent just couldn't draw enough to out the Necro Valley and the Zeus. So that helped me win that game. Plus, I could do the burn damage and stuff. And then the last things in the extra deck, 1 Nightmare Unicorn. Again, could be a Reaper's target, but also like it is technically possible to make. And then 1 Nightmare Phoenix. This one actually came into clutch one game against the Striker player because he Tikabooed me. Yeah, game 3 he Tikabooed me, kind of thing. And I used Pot of Duality to. I had some monsters on board. Because I had different attributes or types, sorry. So I think I had 1 set, one summoned kind of thing, and he had his 1 link monster kind of thing. I think it was Hyate. Yeah, I think it was Hyate he had on field. So yeah, he had Tikaboo kind of thing. I Pot of Duality. And I grabbed Cosmic Cyclone, but then he activates Imperial Iron Wall, so I couldn't Cosmic Cyclone the Tikaboo. But then the turn after, or a couple turns after, I set my Wind Barrier statue, and I already have 2. I set Wind Barrier statue. He keeps attacking me directly with Hyate. But then I end up normalling a Flu, had a D-Shifter set, flip the D-Shifter, and used the Flu, and went into this, discarded a card from hand, popped the Imperial Iron Wall, then used the Cosmic Cyclone on the Tikaboo, and then flipped Wind Barrier statue, attacked his Hyate, and his Ray couldn't special from grave. And then because we were both pretty low on card advantage, or I was a bit higher on card advantage than him, but at the time, kind of thing, he just ended up losing from there, kind of thing. And then I just played the Wind Charmer, just in case I versed the mirror. I didn't verse the mirror the entire event, which was good, because the mirror's very painful. Again, like I've explained, I played 3 Ghost Reaper in the extra deck, 3 Droll against the mirror, but it's also good against quite a few other decks, so didn't mind putting that in there. 3 Imperm, again, good against the mirror, but also good against quite a few other decks, kind of thing. I played for my Spell and Trap Destruction, 2 Cosmic, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, kind of thing. Pretty self-explanatory. It's really to help out Zombie World and a couple other annoying cards. 1 Necro Valley, kind of thing, against Tier, and it can be searched off Terraforming. I ran 2 of the 2 Harpy's Feather Storm because I only had 2. I own 3 now, so I run 3 in the side deck, but really good going first card, and if they destroy it, get to add Harpy's Feather Duster, so that's really good. So yeah, the event was really fun, kind of thing. I only seriously bricked once. The other time was like it was an alright hand, but he just had enough interruptions. A lot of the times I lost, it was because my opponent just had more quite a few hand traps kind of things. So yeah, or all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was a fun event. Yeah, and this is my YCS Sydney Flu Deck profile. MP Cards and Games signing out.